Okay, now I want to talk.
Yep. Yeah. Good morning. I'm David Dolman. I live in Bendigo, Victoria, in Australia, and I am the treasurer of the Central Victorian Stroke Support Group, which is a stroke support group for Central Victoria. We have about 35 members, and most of them, about 20, in excess of 20, are survivors, and the other 15 are co-survivors. And we like to offer support, friendship, to assist people who have recently had strokes and who, whether it's recent or in the past, to help them get on with life and make the maximum that they can. Our primary target is, we believe that if people dream and believe that they can achieve their goals, they will achieve them. And that is a little brochure that we circulate to new and prospective members. Yeah, right. Well, before I had my stroke, I was an accountant. I used to work for a milk processing company here in Bendigo that supplied milk as far away as 400 kilometres. And at that time, we were owned by the large supermarket group Coles Myer. And the latter part of my time at Sandhurst, we were supplying milk into Melbourne and Sydney from Bendigo. Sydney is about 850 kilometres from Bendigo, and we were supplying that milk there fresh daily, and I worked there for 27 years. Yep. In Bendigo, you may have heard Bendigo, one of the main products coming out of Bendigo is a motor vehicle for the Australian Army called the Bushmaster. It is manufactured about 1 kilometre from where I live. It is a very large vehicle, carries about 12 people, and is a very, very secure armoured personnel carrier. Able to operate at high speed, can travel at 100 kilometres an hour with all 4 wheels. If they have the misfortune of having one wheel blown off the vehicle, it can still travel at 60 to 80 kilometres an hour. It has the ability to rescue other vehicles without people getting out of the vehicle to go to that other vehicle. They can hook on a winch mechanically. So it's a very, very unique vehicle.
But also you, you.
Yep. I had, as Winston said, I had a stroke about 11 years ago, and for 7 weeks I was unable to stand or unable to swallow. I made a very good recovery from that.
Okay.
Yeah. About 10 years ago, I went on a Rotary trip to Kokoda, a village in middle of Papua New Guinea, which was the scene of terrifying fighting during the Second World War. And in response to the support that the local people had given the Australian soldiers during that time, the Australian government built a hospital at Kokoda village for the people in recognition and thank you for what they'd done for our soldiers. Rotary clubs around Australia built that hospital. It took over 2 years to build, and it is serving a very big area for Papua New Guinea that otherwise previously had no medical treatment at all. Often people have to walk anything up to 8 hours to get to that hospital for treatment, and if you're feeling, if you are injured or not feeling well, that is a long walk. And because the roads there are no roads through many of those villages. They are just a single track about 2 feet wide. It is, when we were there, it is one of the wettest places in the world. I believe they have something in excess of 25 feet of rain per year. And while we were there, we experienced one of those storms, and they had about 10 inches of rain in a little over 1 hour. It was really frightening. The amount of water that was falling off the roof, you couldn't see through it. And within an hour there was a great lake where we were working. The next morning all that water had drained away. It was a very good experience, a very beautiful country, very beautiful people. Very basic life. Everyone wears a big smile all day. They have nothing, but they are happy with what they've got. And I think there's a lesson for people in civilised countries like Australia and America to realise that, hey, you don't need new motor cars, you don't need fancy things. if you are satisfied with what you've got, you can be happy, provided you have your health.
Thank you so much. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah. Some of the people we met in New Guinea have absolutely nothing. They may grow some vegetables, the others may have a pig or some poultry and that, and they exchange food with each other. And they just live off the land. They don't know what a supermarket is. They just make do with what they've got, and they live in houses that are made out of palm leaves and trees. But as I said, they have a smile all of the time. The children are happy. And the thing that really struck us most was everyone is so clean. The white clothes that they were wearing were white as white. Yet they had no fancy washing machines or detergents like we have. They just rubbed them and scrubbed them, and they looked beautiful and clean.
Thank you so much.